Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenmara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer your elemental weekly reading for the week of February 15th through the 21st using the runes. If you are new here, I read for the elements instead of the zodiac, and there's a video linked in the description as to why that is. Also, if you've never had your charts read, because that's where you can kind of find out what your elements are as well, there's a natal interpretation chart. It's through Llewellyn. It's not sponsored or anything like that. But if you're interested, you can check that out. I just have it linked there, so it's an easy resource for you. With that, we'll get started with our readings, and we're starting off with fire, which covers the zodiacs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So if you're Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or have fire high up in your chart, then this message is for you. And fire, you're starting off with a bang this week. You're starting off with Sowilu, which is the rune of the sun. Colors white, silver. You can also add gold in there. Tarot association is the sun, and astrology is also the sun. A rune of good health and happiness, wholeness and clarity, enlightenment and success. Fire, you're starting off with this energy of the sun's shining on you. What are you wanting to build? I'm also getting this energy where there's something you've been working on. This week is going to be the week where things might actually be completed, or you're going to make such rapid progress, it's going to be almost miraculous. And it is in a way, because you put the time and effort into it, so you're actually being able to bypass some of the challenges that other people in a similar situation might have to go through, which is great for our fire family. Your second rune is the rune of Perth, which is the rune of fate, and it is color of black. Tarot association is the wheel of fortune, and our astrology is Saturn. So this is a little bit of a tempering of that sun energy. Mystery, chance, and unexpected material gains and surprises, things hidden coming to light. So when we put these two together, there's definitely going to be some powerful movement for you of fire, but there's also this energy that there's some unknown situations that are coming up, and it's because, and I'm feeling very strongly with this one, Saturn is coming in to bless you this week. Because you put in the time, the effort, you've been structured, you've been ready for this, and you've been being disciplined in how you show up in life, which are things that Saturn just absolutely loves. So you're going to be reaping that reward. Aries and Saturn are also, I think Saturn goes into Aries this month sometime. So you are having this precursor, if not full-blown crossover event right here. And for our Aries family, for fire in general, but for Aries specifically, you are really getting the windfall from that. So let's see how that plays out for you this week, because I'm feeling it's going to be a really good week for fire, and it's going to be a rewarding week for Aries specifically. So depending on how that one angles out for you, see how that plays for our fire. Let's hop over to Earth, which covers, oops, helps if I close the right window, right? Which covers Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Earth, we are starting you off with, I believe this is one of the fertility runes. Where'd we go? Nope, this wrong one. We are Othela, which is the ancestral property. Color is deep yellow. Tarot association is the moon, and astrology is the full moon. So whatever's going on, there is some fertility here. But the main meaning is possessions and inheritances, real property, or inherited abilities and traits. So Earth, this is, I'm feeling a lot more along the lines of this is a physical thing for you. This is something that you either got from like a great-grandparent or a grandparent. There's something that is holding value that is becoming very awake this week. So whether that is like a piece of jewelry, whether that is maybe your grandma gave you her tarot cards or something along the line, if you're in a spiritual lineage. There's something here that you've inherited that is going to become very important this week. And it doesn't mean, it's one of those things where you might actually be receiving it this week as well. There's not a negative association is what I'm hearing. This is like something is being gifted to you that was someone else's, either in the physical family or in the spiritual family. Like if you're in a part of a coven or a group of some form, you're being granted or inherited down something that is of significant value, and you're not expecting this, Earth. This is the one thing that I am hearing is this is going to kind of blindside you, like you didn't expect that person to do this. So be open to some interesting events this week, and it's going to be positive as far as this one goes. We'll check your second rune here in a second, but it's not going to be expected. That's the part that I keep hearing. So your second rune, interesting. Tiawaz, the god of war, color is bright red. Tarot association is justice, and astrology is Libra. So this is working with some air and fire energy. So fire's complement, air is not. This is courage and energy, the power to weave the pattern of your own life. For Earth, this is a weird one. I'm getting this impression that there may be some strings attached to what is coming in through the inheritance, and this is where you have to make sure you're standing strong in your reality, in your spiritual path or your physical path, depending on how that plays out for you. Because the Tiawaz rune, they're wanting to manipulate a situation, this energy that's coming in. So it's that reminder of stand on your own 2 feet. This inherited property is going to be yours one way or another, but I keep feeling this, there could be somebody who's trying to play a little shenanigan on the side, like, well, Granny so-and-so wanted to give this to you, but I think that you need to do this. No, if she said to give it to me, then that's what we're going to do. And that weaving the pattern of your own life energy that's coming up here, Earth, this is just reminding you that it doesn't matter what other people's opinions are. It really doesn't matter what other people's thought patterns are or what their opinions of how you should be living your life are. That's irrelevant. You're the one who gets to live in your skin. You're the one who gets to live in your shoes. So you're the one who makes these decisions in life. It's not up to someone else. So stay strong in that energy, Earth, which is pretty easy for you. You've got enough grounding going on. This is just that gentle pat on the shoulder reminder. Don't let someone try to push you around just because they think they know better. So into air, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And air, we are starting you off with one of the Elder Futhark. So this is Fehu, and it is the color of light red. Tarot association is the Tower, and astrology is Aries. So air, you work well with fire, and Aries is an interesting one to be tied to. You've got good luck, success, fertility, and harmony. Also, there's this energy of a new beginning coming in here. There's something that you've been wanting to do, but you've been putting off, air, and this doesn't apply to everybody. But when you decide to start this, and it could be this week, don't rush into it. Ease into this process. Aries is going to be like, we got all this energy, we can do this. But the Tower is saying, hold up, you are not going to jump into this, because if you do, there's going to be a little chaos and destruction that comes with it. You'll come out all right, don't get me wrong here, but your initial response is going to be a little discouraging, because if you rush into this, you're going to rush into a wall and topple everything. You'll be able to rebuild, but I keep getting this energy of don't waste time by rushing. So that is an interesting energy here. Your second rune, just to kind of see where this plays out. Oh, that's interesting. You and fire might be buddy-buddy this week. The rune is Perth and Fate. Color is black. Tarot association is Wheel of Fortune, and astrology is Saturn. Again, their mystery words are mystery, chance, unexpected material gains and surprises, some things hidden coming to light. When you mix these two energies, you're working with fire this week. So if you happen to be in a relationship where your partner's fire and you're air, or however that dynamic works, this is going to be a powerfully strong week for you. But for air, you are going to be... I feel like you're going to be doing a lot more of the heavy lifting this week. And that's not a bad thing. That just means that, well, fire is getting to kind of skate along with their energy. You might have a little bit more work. The rewards will be the same, don't get me wrong here, because that's the fate energy that's coming in. But it's not going to be so simple as fire's coasting, so are you. You're going to get there, but you're going to have to take a little bit of a slower path, because if you rush, like fire is, that's where that tower is you're going to trigger the tower. You don't want that happening. And it's not that the tower is an evil card or anything like that, but this energy of creative destruction, and you might actually want to destroy something to make this work, so speed along if that's the case. But the energy I'm getting is things will actually work out better if you pause, take a breath, and then move forward versus rushing headlong into the fray. Let fire do the rushing around, because they're a little bit more gifted this week than you are. But that doesn't mean, again, you're going to end up in the right spot. It's just there might be a little bit more of a workaround for you versus fire. And I'm feeling very strong. Fire and air, you're going to be buddy this week. So if you've got someone who is lined up like that, you're going to be great. And if you've got fire and air as dominance in your charts, this is going to be a good week for you. So let's hop over, again, general readings, take what works. Let's hop over to water, and water is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, all of our fishies out there. And you're starting off with Uraz, which is a color of dark green. Tarot Association is the High Priestess for our water. And astrology is Taurus, so you're getting a little earth energy here, and I feel like earth might be kind of a buddy for you this week, water. Creative power, wisdom, and knowledge, good fortune, opportunity, and sexuality. So water's getting a little amorous, a little frisky this week, water. But you also have this High Priestess, meaning you've gained a lot of knowledge. You're ready to step into the fray. You also have this, it's not quite the Midas touch, but you're definitely getting some good vibes and some good luck going on this week. There is a shift that is coming for you that is, if you've been feeling writer's block, or you've been staring at that painting and wondering what to do next, this week your muse is going to get a little bit of burst of energy and help you out a little bit. That's that shift that I'm feeling. It's not a negative shift. It's more like you've been coasting and it's time to like jumpstart things and get moving again. So you're getting into that creative zone, and there's also that more amorous energy is saying, if you happen to be single, this week could be changing some of that. There could be a shift that's going on for you. I'm also hearing that if you're in a relationship, this week is going to be a little more frisky than normal, but my guides are being funny right now. This is a week where if you're not ready to start the family, you might want to make sure there's protection involved, because I'm getting a strong energy for water that this is a very fertile period of time for you. So just be aware that that's an option. So your second rune is the Gibo rune, which is the rune of blessings and generosity. Color is deep blue. Tarot Association is the Lovers. Okay. And your astrology is Pisces, so this is tapping right into that water energy. Gifts, generosity, and giving, people coming together, relationships becoming deeper. Water? All I have to say is this week is going to be your week for the heart and the love area. If you're single, this is a very strong indicator that you may meet somebody this week. And if you're in a relationship, things are going to become a lot deeper and more connected for you. And like I said, the energy that I'm getting right now, be ready. If you are not quite ready for kids yet, make sure there's protection involved, because the vibe I'm getting is this is a fertile period for our water family. There's a lot of movement here, and it's going to be fun no matter what happens. This week is going to be a very enjoyable, frisky week for you, but you're also going to tap into this creativity side. So if, like I said, if you've been having writer's block, or you've been staring at that painting and you're not sure what to do some meditating this week and allow the universe to bring in that inspiration, because your muse is going to be hyperactive is what I'm hearing. So have fun with this energy, water. It's going to be an interesting week for you. Very positive, which is awesome considering. Overall, just a vibe check for all the elements here, everyone's watching. This week is going to bring in a lot of the solar positivity. There's going to be a lot of reward. Some of it's going to be reward because of work. Others are just going to be surprise. Hello, here we go. You have a lot of fate coming in for a couple of different groups, and that means this is not really an option. You're going to have some positive experiences this week. There's going to be a shift in awareness, but it's happening in a way that you're actually being uplifted by it. You're ready for this after the doldrums of winter, especially if you're in the northern hemisphere. And if you're in a place like I am right now, where we don't have as much snow as we would like, this could indicate that there's snow coming in so that you actually get that excitement of winter, because everyone's version of excitement is going to be different. But there's positivity in the air. Embrace this. Go forth and have an amazing week. Like, comment, and subscribe, obviously. And I will see you in the next video.